Okay, so the globalization challenge that we chose today is migration in Reynosa's borders. We are Daniela Leo and Fernando Saldaña, and we're going to start with our presentation.
Okay, so first of all, the political background. What's happening? So first of all, in Reynosa, Tamaulipas, we have approximately 10,000 migrants on the border because United States, since the COVID starts, Joe Biden has said that he's going to be more human, and he was a start to giving permission to the migrants to enter to the USA. What happens that countries like Dominican Republic, Guatemala, Cuba, and Haiti hear that, and a lot of migrants from that country starts to go over, and they are now stuck in the border because United States once says that he will be more human with immigrants, but that's not happening yet, and we have like a 10, well, like 10,000 migrants on the border.
A factor that is affecting religion in this issue is, well, religion is an affecting factor in this issue, and many of these migrants leave their houses and their homes by putting themselves in the hands of either the person that they believe in or some saints. For example, Saint Toribio Romo, he's one of the saints that is called the patron of migrants, and he's in charge specifically of illegal immigrants. Other religious background that is important to take into consideration is that in places where migrants are stuck in the border, uh, some churches have put in their hands into the situation, and they have taken immigrants as in their wings for protection, which has caused a lot of problems since the church doesn't really have enough resources to keep track and to maintain all of these immigrants.
Cultural and historical factors. Well, we do not see any cultural factor that can like be done. Like for example, like it says culture has a lot of weight in the decision to stay in a country to or immigrate from. So in Mexico we have like a different culture, but as we see in the problem, as we research, there's not like a specific cultural factor that why migrants are in the border. They just want like a better life. They just want to improve their life quality. So yeah, we don't have like a specific cultural factor why does that people immigrant, but we have like, well, I think we always want like a better life. So that's like the principal factor why the people from that country that I just say in the last slide are going to Reynosa and staying there so they can go over to the United States.
Also, some historical things that we need to take into consideration is that the United States is a country that has suffered a vast amount of migration through the years. First, it started since the 1800s with Asian immigrants, and then people from all over Europe and from Latin America started migrating there. And then there was a series of conflicts after part of Mexico became part of the United States when Mexico lost Texas. A lot of Mexican people stayed in that side of the border, and they were considered that they were living there illegally. And it has been a troublesome issue for many years because sometimes in different parts of the border, security can be tighter than in other ones. So it is a matter of which side of the and which specific section of the border you're wanting to analyze. And well, actions taken was that when Trump administration began, is when a lot of political issues regarding immigrants became and surfaced. He, as we all know, wanted to implement techniques to make the immigrants leave. However, he also stated that he was doing some social programs for their legal inclusion into the country, that he was doing specific special lines for the immigrants to make, and that would help them get their permission to stay legally on the country. But these lines were never found, and all of these social programs that he wanted to create are non-existent.
Current status. Like currently the American government still did not have any positive response to immigrants, and we still have a lot of migrants living in public parks, under bridges, and churches. We still have a lot of people in the streets without a house, without medical support, without food, without clothes. last week we have like a storm going to Reynosa, and they have like just like a paper to cover up, or a blanket. They do not have any houses. So this is the current status. American government has still not give a positive response, and the Mexican government haven't supported the migrants to have like dignity places so they can stay in.
The solution that we have created for the issue is to partner up with specific organizations that can help us target specific needs of the immigrants that are currently residing there. Since we as individuals are not able to change the laws of a country easily, and given our age and our context, we thought about the use of social media to create a social impact over the people and to make them realize what is happening. Many people see the information in the news. However, sometimes this information is manipulated to benefit the own government's perspective. So the use of social media could be really beneficial to create fundraisers and to contact different organizations that can give resources to help these immigrants get sanitary supplies, food, shelter, and overall a way of improving that sort of exodus that they are living right now in the border.
Organization that can help. First of all, there's Sin Fronteras AAP. This organization can help migrants to complete asylum scenarios. It's helping with the legal aspect, health access. They help with support of the all the things that immigrants can need. It's like a association here in Mexico, and I think it's in all of Latin America, and it's supporting a lot of problems here in Mexico. First of all, Mexico, because it's like the country where we have, it's like United States, it's our neighbor, so we have a lot of migrants. But actually, in the whole Latin America, with any problem of immigration, Sin Fronteras AP can help. And we also have IOM, that this organization is led by the UN, which have many volunteers in separate countries, because as we know, Mexico and United States is not the only countries with immigration problems. In Europe and China, Asia, they have also immigration problems. So this is like a worldwide organization that can help, and they are like they helping with the legal process. And since they are from the UN, they can help like more efficiently with the legal problems, because like the UN can solve well, supposed to solve a lot of problems in the world.
Well, some things that can hinder our plan are, well, the first of all is that their government is not helping enough in the situation. An example of this is that they are still agglomerating people in the border, even though we are in COVID times and people shouldn't be agglomerated due to sanitary reasons. Also, the lack of monetary resources to help these people is another one of the issues, since the government doesn't want to put any money. Then fundraisers are a little bit hard to manage, and then the church doesn't have enough resources to maintain itself and maintain the situation. So it's a loss in every possible aspect, and so that's why we need to create a strategy to make a fundraiser and to collect the enough funds that we need for making this solution viable.
The implementation. First of all, we need to contact the organizations and tell them about the situation, let them know how it's going on the border and how they can help. Second of all, um, with the help, we can evaluate like the needs of the immigrants and different actions that we need to plan up. Um, and we have to enumerate like what is the most important need they need, and how much immigrants that we can help. The third is while working on the physical state, we can also start working on the legal state, because we know like they're not gonna stay here forever. They need like legal support, because we can give them food, we can give them food, house, but they do not want to stay in Mexico. They just want to go over the border. So that's why we need to take legal actions where they can go to the United States or going back to their homes. And the last thing is we need to create propaganda and show it a view that no one have seen, something that can reach to people, someone that can attach to them, making them other people want to donate. Like, hey, I want to support that cause. Hey, I want to get my hands to help. I want to make food. I want to get clothes and a lot of things.
And last but not least is an agenda, how we visualize that situation. We would take the first 2 weeks when we start working in the issue to survey the situation. We would be there and we could investigate and talk to the stranded immigrants and see which are their necessities that are priorities for them in the moment. Then during the third week, we would work with the international organizations to create the legal case in which we can advocate for them and help them in a legal way. And during this third week, we would also start buying all the supplies that we need and start distributing them to the people and to the immigrants. Then on the fourth week, we would get started with the social media and the promotion going, since we'll already have the context from them of what is going on and what they are suffering. And then in the fifth week, we will start to take the resolution to each and one of the families that is working there. For example, the organization IAP has personalized assistance to each family's needs. So that would be really beneficial. And we can also begin to take some legal actions with the governments to help them actually cross the border. And the expected results.
Okay, so the expected result is first of all, and I think like it's obviously help the migrants, help them to they have a stable quality of life while the U.S. government respond to the migrant status. And meanwhile, we can provide them with roof, food, access to health sector, new clothes, among other things that can guarantee their human dignity. I know that for them it's not the best being in Mexico. They just want to cross over or going back home. But at least we try to give them their human dignity because as we say, Mexico have given like zero support to them. So that's like our expected result can help migrants to have like a stable quality of life while the US can give them like their responses for the migrant status.
And that's it. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day.